Have you ever doubted yourself and say, I'm done. I want to give up and just walk away from it?
I don't think that's ever happened.
That's never crossed your mind.
No.
What keeps you going?
My grandpa and my family.
Who is Charlie LeRoy?
I'm a designer. I moved here from Ohio about 6 years ago. And the reason why is because I started memorizing movies and plays. So me and my family used to help this playhouse, and I memorized every single play. So when a kid yelled line, I would feed them the line. So we moved over here, and the first month I got called for a modeling job on a yacht. And then a few years later, I modeled in a Dior outfit, and after I got off the stage, I decided that I wanted to make my own clothes.
And what's the first thing that you designed?
It it was some of the fabric was made from a shower curtain. Um, it was a lot of fun. It took about all day. It was a very pretty design.
What inspired you on that design? Tell us a little bit about that design.
I love butterflies. They remind me of my grandma, and it I like flowy dresses too. So I decided that I wanted to make a flowy butterfly design.
Tell us a little bit about your family.
My oldest sister, she's a sound engineer, and she got married last year. And my sister Sam, she's finishing her doctorate. Also a probation officer. My sister Natalie, she likes special effects makeup, and for me, I like to design, act, and model.
Walk us through a day with Charlie. How is that day like?
Crazy busy. um, First school, then maybe an audition, and then designing like multiple things, like suits, dresses, and sometimes drawing.
How long does it take you to draw a design?
If I already have an idea in my head, it would take around 10 minutes.
Do you dream about those ideas, or are you in a quiet place when those ideas come to mind? Where do they originate?
Sometimes, well, this one time I got inspired by seeing a peacock in a neighborhood, and I asked for a pen and paper and drew the design.
So when someone wears something that you design, what do you hope for them to feel?
I hope for them to feel like better than before because I want to inspire everyone to believe in themselves and find their uniqueness.
You had mentioned you had moved from Ohio. It was a big step for the whole family and for yourself. What did that moment feel like to you?
Well, since I was only 4 years old, I didn't really grasp what moving meant. So I thought we were just going on a little adventure for a little bit. After I realized that we were staying here forever, I was really excited because I love what it looks like and how it feels out here.
Can you walk us through the last couple of years? How much has your mom meant to you? She's been there on your side. She's like your number one fan. And you guys have deadlines. And how chaotic does it get? What keeps you calm?
Most of the time, I calm her down. Um, Even though things are crazy, I always tell her that it just works. We always figure it out in the end. It always ends up a great thing.
When kids your age see you or even older and they ask for your advice and you give it back, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good that I can share what it's like to be doing all of these different things and to inspire others to do or follow me in the same footsteps.
That means a lot to you. Where did that come from?
Well, my grandpa always said that I would do big things, and each time I do, I always say, "Hey, grandpa, I'm doing big things."
Can you take us back? Share with us moments that you had with him and how much you miss him.
This one's actually kind of funny. I didn't know how to play checkers, but I would move all of the pieces all over the board to get all of the other pieces. And he would look around at my family asking who taught me that. But I just thought because you move one of the pieces to get the others out, I thought I could just do all of that in one move.
Do you miss that from your grandfather?
Yeah.
What do you miss the most?
I miss talking to him on Zoom because I used to we used to like talk a lot, but this one time I got an audition. My mom didn't like it because it was political, but I told her that it's just a commercial. So I did the commercial, and at the end of the day, I asked mom where her phone was to call my Aunt Josette. And so we called her. She told me that he can't respond, but he can still hear you. And I said, I know. So I told him, hey, Grandpa, I'm on TV. You can find Grandma now.
What happened then?
He had a tear go down his chin, and the next day he passed away.
If your grandfather sees you right now, what do you think he's thinking?
That he's proud and hopes that I can grow more.
What will you tell all the kids that don't have that type of relationship with their grandparents? What would your message be to them?
If they like don't have grandparents or people who support them, I would tell them to continue going and chasing their dream and to never give up.
Can you share a story that's chaotic and share with us one of which one's the most amazing ones you've had and which one's the most like chaotic that you've had?
I'm gonna start with the most chaotic. So, this one day I had a show, but our car or our van broke down, so we had to walk 2 miles back to our house. And we packed all of these clothes in suitcases and we called an Uber. We got over there 5 minutes before the show started. And we got it all done in 5 minutes. But all of these people were just running around and going crazy because they didn't think they were gonna make it, but we made it. And the most organized, I would say the most organized show I've done, this one time, everything went smoothly, and all of the people were dressed and ready to go. Um, the whole day went perfectly fine, and all of it was basically just perfect.
Is that one of the ones that you've been so proud of? Let's talk about all your success at 11 years old. I mean, how exciting is that? And your family being proud of you, being recognized. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I've met Colin Egglesfield from SWAT. I've met Anthony Francisco, who created Baby Groot, and who else? Well, there's a few other people, um, but I've done 50 shows for designing, and I love watching everyone walk out of like backstage and feeling amazing once coming back.
And how many shows that you've been part of just in Los Angeles?
At least at least 30 or 40.
Oh, wow. At 11. You're not exhausted?
No.
Have you ever doubted yourself one day, morning, and say, I'm done. I want to give up and just walk away from it?
I don't think that's ever happened.
That's never crossed your mind.
No.
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is my grandpa, um, and my family, and there's a few other people, um, like Hedy Lamarr, Betty White, and Marilyn Monroe. I look up to them because of how many things that they've done.
I'm very fashionable, right? So Betty White, why do you admire what she's done that you're doing now?
The reason why I look up to her is because she started a zoo for a lot of animals, and she took care of them with all of her heart.
You're an animal lover?
Yes.
Tell us about them. And which one is your most amazing favorite animal?
I don't like to choose favorites, but I love animals because they are amazing in every way.
And which one's the one that you love to visit when you go to the zoo?
That's really hard. Um, I like to visit the birds and maybe the insects.
Can you say that the birds, you relate to the birds? Because they're free, they go from one place to another place, they're fashionable, they're different colors, like the movie Rio.
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies. Um, yeah, I like them because of they're pretty and a lot of them are free to do a lot of things.
Would you consider yourself brave right now? And describe what brave means to you at 11 years old.
Brave to me make for me, brave means to go out of your comfort zone and try new things. And brave might mean you can be scared but still keep going.
And that's where you You represent. You're brave and you're nonstop. Do you like giving back?
This one time I had a photo shoot. I got paid $400. I immediately went to the store, bought a lot of stuffed animals, and well, my mom had to pay the taxes, but I went to the nursing home near me and I gave all of the stuffed animals away.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel really good about myself.
So everybody wants to know, even including myself, we want to know, do you like cooking? What's your favorite food? Ice cream, flavor? Give us an insight.
I like a lot of foods. Um, Speaking of ice cream, my favorite flavor is Neapolitan or cookies and cream.
Good choice.
Um, I do like ramen and spaghetti. I I do like mac and cheese. Um, I like burgers and a lot of other foods.
Okay, we're gonna play a little game. So I'm gonna give you two options. For example, I'm gonna say sketching or sewing, and why.
I think I rather drawing because it's a bit easier at times, but I just love drawing and it lets me use more creativity for what I am drawing.
Bright colors or soft pastels.
Soft pastels. Um, they're easier on your eyes and they're just really pretty.
Design yourself or design someone else.
I guess myself, because if I feel like if I copy something, I'm just plagiarizing, and I don't like to plagiarize.
You're an original. Butterflies or stars.
Butterflies. They make me think of my grandma, and they're just very beautiful.
Quiet mornings or late night ideas.
When it's time for me to go to bed, I always think more, and it's hard to me, like, start going to sleep. So, I guess late nights because I start thinking more and I'm more creative.
Okay, this is gonna be really hard for you. The most difficult question. Acting or designing?
Acting always goes first. That's what I came out here to do, and it lets me show people, like, how to feel, and it's so much fun to be out on the set, and it's fun to make more friends on the set, and you get up early, which I also like to do. Um, it's just a lot of fun.
So you mentioned acting. What genre do you want to be? Thriller, action, comedy, love story, voiceovers, cartoons? Because you mentioned you love one of your favorite cartoons was Rio.
Yeah. Um, I guess a lot of those. Um, I like all versions of acting in every way, and any form of acting I think is really cool.
Can you give us a little bit of like if you were to do a voiceover, who would be one character you're like run on it? I sound just like that cartoon character.
Well, I auditioned to be in a like a I think a game version of Pinocchio, and I did it perfectly. Um, it was a lot of fun.
Do you love to sing? And do you have a favorite song?
I don't like to sing out loud, but I do love music, and I don't think I can choose a favorite song.
We're gonna go with this one. You're just gonna finish the sentence, okay? I felt most creative
I feel most creative when I'm listening to music or I'm listening to a show or movie, then I start thinking more and I can, like, I guess I can be more creative with sketching out the designs or typing for school. Just listening to something would help me think more and be more creative.
helping someone else makes me feel.
Helping someone else makes me feel better about myself, and it just feels amazing to help someone feel better about themselves in any way.
Right now, I'm really excited about.
Right now, I'm really excited about going on set another time in March. It's a student film. It's gonna be really exciting. I'm really excited.
It's always something about people might not know about you.
Sometimes people mistake my mom for me for when it comes to fashion, and sometimes it's funny to when they, like, realize that it's me instead of my mom, because they won't expect an 11-year-old girl designing all of these amazing things.
So, Charlie, what do you feel in, as far as something that you wish you'll never change about yourself?
Staying humble. I don't necessarily like to talk a whole lot about myself because I like to help others and I like to talk about, like, other things instead of myself.
Where can people find you and follow you and see all the amazing things as you're getting older and doing amazing creative designs?
On Instagram, you can find me at Charlie Fashion Design, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for Facebook and TikTok. So that's where you can find me.
For you, what is it about designing that, that you saw it out there in the real world, like in nature? Because that is something that it's a big influence in your designs.
I do love nature. I did say that this one time we were driving home from a show, or I don't remember necessarily where we were coming back from, but I saw a beautiful peacock that we were driving past, and I decided to draw a design for it. And we didn't make it exactly how the drawing was, but it's still very beautiful.
Just to wrap up, so you do these amazing things. You have amazing shows. Does Charlie still have chores at home? Everybody wants to know that.
I do still have chores. I have to feed my cats, and I have to um, I have to change my bed sheets every month, and I still have to clean up in my room.
Charlie, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, what do you want to tell that person if you saw her right now? What will you tell her? 30-year-old Charlie.
Well, I would still like to be designing and acting, but I want to be designing for costumes, like in movies, and I want it to be a lot of fun.
You don't want to lose that.
Thank you, Rough Cut Diaries, for this beautiful opportunity. I hope everyone enjoys it, and it's been a lot of fun.